Ayesha Curry's for the streets. Just saying.
Coming to paperback and e-readers, Spinsterella Goth Girl Summer. Take a trip into the macabre world of goth modeling in the new millennium in this all-new Spinsterella story. Pre-order your copy of Spinsterella Goth Girl Summer at Amazon.com and other online booksellers everywhere. Better get the coleslaw, y'all, cause we're having us a barbecue.
Some of these modern women just don't appreciate the life that God has blessed them with. Now, recently, Ayesha Curry, the wife of Golden State Warriors player Stephon Curry, made some controversial comments on Alex Cooper's podcast, Call Her Daddy, where she admitted that she never really wanted to get married or have a family, and what she wanted to do was have a career and be able to go out on her own. Now, this whole statement is another statement designed to emasculate Steph Curry in a passive-aggressive fashion, because I believe that Ayesha Curry basically resents the fact that Stephon Curry has a more prominent career than she has had, and she's not really satisfied with the life of a homemaker taking care of Steph Curry's 3 children. And since she's not satisfied with taking care of Steph Curry's 3 children, what she looks to do is periodically go out of her way to try to humiliate her husband by going out here and making these kinds of statements on podcasts like the Call Her Daddy podcast, and look to try to embarrass her husband in this passive-aggressive manner by going out here and not reflecting positively on him. Because a wife who understands her role as a helpmeet to a man is not going to be going out here looking to go out here and make statements that are derogatory towards her husband or her family. No, a wife who understands her role inside of a marriage understands that she needs to reflect positively on her husband. And sadly, Ayesha Curry doesn't understand this because this so-called Christian woman has not been reading her Bible and not really understanding what it is as related to the word, as related to married women. No, what's happened with Ayesha Curry is that Ayesha Curry has taken another swig of that feminist Kool-Aid, and as she's taken another swig of that feminist Kool-Aid, she's expressing her resentment about having to be a wife in a successful marriage. And as she expresses her resentment of her husband's success as related to her, I believe, competitive jealousy, what she's thinking about is the dreams she had of a career that she thought would be much better than being a wife, not understanding that, again, being blessed with a family is a blessing from the Lord, and a blessing that many women in our modern society sadly don't appreciate. It's just like I talk about in my book, The Woman Crisis. Many feminist indoctrinated women, what happens to them is that they think that the grass is greener on the career side of life, and think that everything will be better if they were single and had a career, not understanding that what's on that other side is not something that God designed for you. No, what's over there is not something that you really want, because many of those women who are on that side with the career, they're not very happy themselves over there. No, they're not happy because they have missed out on God's blessings as they're sitting at these corporate jobs and then go home to a cat and a lean cuisine, because many of these women cannot do for self or have a husband to give them leadership and guidance the way Ayesha Curry was blessed with a good man to give her guidance. Because Steph Curry basically was a man who, again, went out of his way to, again, marry Ayesha Curry and again give her the blessing of being esteemed with the title of a wife, be esteemed with the title of a wife, and be given 3 children by the Lord, given again a great blessing in the eyes of God. But this woman doesn't appreciate the blessings that God has given her, and what she's thinking about is again taking a trip over to that other side of the grass, where she thinks everything is greener on the other side, not understanding that the grass on that side, like I say in my book, The Legendary Mad Matilda, looks like shit, tastes like shit, and smells like shit, but you don't know how shitty it actually is until you get to that other side. And that's where Ayesha Curry really is a distorted picture of things as related to life. She's still thinking, oh, I can go out here and again have that career on that side of the road, but that side of the grass again is one that you really don't want to go on if you are anybody with any sense. No, it's not a side that you want to go on, but she still thinks that there's something over there, even though if with her husband's help, she's been able to have a very good career as again a woman who's gone out here and made books about cooking and had a successful cooking broadcast. I mean, she's done very well for herself in her own business, and she didn't have to climb that corporate ladder or be a part of a white person's agenda. No, she was able to be blessed to be able to do things on her own, thanks to her husband giving her a foundation in a marriage that allows them to have something. But sadly, she doesn't appreciate what she has because sadly, this so-called Christian woman is still looking out at the world. And as she continues to look out at the world, she doesn't see how what's on that other side really ain't that great when you really think about it. No, she's got the same problem that plagued Tia Mowry, that led to Tia Mowry winding up divorcing her husband, Corey Hardrick. Again, this Tia Mowry was another woman who was blessed by God, another Christian woman who God blessed with a husband and blessed with 2 beautiful children and a nice middle-class lifestyle. But Tia didn't appreciate what her husband that she was blessed with, and she didn't appreciate the home that they had. No, what she did was listen to women who were indoctrinated into feminism, divorced her husband, and believed that she could do better. And as she went out here, what happened to Tia Mowry is she got a rude awakening as she entered the world of dating and didn't find another Prince Charming like the man that God had given her. No, what she found in that dating market were a bunch of old pookies, old ray-rays who work in security and basically can barely scrape up the money to take you out on a date, or Romy Rome, who got some Popeyes coupons and looking for somebody who we want to be able to get them to drop their drawers for a 2-piece chicken dinner. I mean, this is what Tia Mowry ran into, and Ayesha Curry, I guess, in order for her to understand how she's been blessed, she's going to have to, again, understand what it's like to be out in that world. Be out in that world where you ain't got no husband who, again, provides you with a nice life and a mansion and private schools for your children. No, this woman, basically, she want to be out here and be one of these career women. Again, one of these so-called single, successful, well-educated black women who basically is on one of these corporate jobs and wants to experience that life, when even many of these black female authors way back in the 90s were lamenting that so-called life of that single, successful, well-educated black woman who could not find a man because she did not have a foundation in Christ. And because she did not have a foundation in Christ and had a miseducation as related to feminism, what happened to those single successful women is that they missed out on those men and wound up in the path of Pookie, whereas he was waiting for his grandma to, again, allow him to have the keys to the LeSabre, or he was waiting for young Ray Ray to basically try to get some time off his schedule, working 6 shifts of security overnight, and maybe he could get some money together to take her to maybe an Applebee's if he could get enough money after paying his child support. Or we had young Romy Rome, running around in his Cutlass Supreme with the rusty quarter panels and a Teddy Pendergrass tape stuck in the 8-track. I mean, these were the types of men that many of these women in the world wind up dealing with. And again, women like Ayesha Curry don't appreciate what they have because they keep comparing it to the world, not understanding that that we are out of the world. I mean, us Christians, we are outside of the world, and God is providing for us and providing for us by giving us better so that we can live a more abundant life. That's what Christ is provided for Ayesha Curry, but she goes on social media, again, talking about how she didn't have plans to get married or have a family, not understanding that God had better plans for her. I mean, when I look at Ayesha Curry, like Tia Mowry, again, God had a better plan for her, and a better plan where she could basically, again, be able to have that husband be her covering, have that husband be her head, have that husband take the lead, and have that husband take control, and again, keep her on a course where she would not wind up like these so-called career women who she envies out here. I mean, these career women basically out here, they say they looking for a man, and a lot of them are jealous because they see a woman like her being married, having a family. They see her having a family and having all the things that they want, as they sit there with their cat and their lean cuisine, sit up there watching reality TV and watching her on TV, watch her on the cooking shows. They watch her and want her life. And again, they want her life, and because they want her life and can't get it, what will happen with a lot of these chicks is that they want her to be miserable in their company. And sadly, Ayesha Curry buys right into their rhetoric, and falls for their game, and again goes out here making statements that show nothing but disrespect to her husband once more. This isn't the first time she's done this. She's gone out here and disrespected her husband right in front of his face, again talking about she wishes she had been with other men, again not appreciating that God has basically blessed her, that she wouldn't have to deal with the spirits and DNA of other men inside of her body, and having to deal with the mental problems from being with those other men, or having to lose her smile, because what happens to a lot of women is that they lose their smile, they lose their spirit by being with so many men. And again, this woman, again like Tia Mowry, doesn't appreciate what she has. And again, these Christian women, what's sad about them is they go out here, keep looking at them streets, thinking that, again, the grass is greener on the other side, when that grass over there, again, like I put in my novel Legendary Mad Matilda and my other novel Spinsterella Goth Girl Summer, it's a clear statement, again, looks like shit, tastes like shit, and smells like shit, and when you get over there, you find out how shitty it is. And some women don't really understand how bad things are on that other side of the street until they have to wind up taking a trip over there. And when it comes to Ayesha Curry, she's basically getting ready to put herself on a road like Tia Mowry to being on that side of the street and finding out how bad it actually is. And the sad part is that when it comes down to many black women, they would rather be miserable in the company of hood rats than have peace in their own home. That's what's really sad. They don't see the blessings of God as something to appreciate. They don't see the blessings of God as related to having a peaceful home and a husband as a good thing. No, they've bought so deep into white supremacy that they think that being a single mom or a divorced mom is the socially acceptable thing. And sadly, as they think being socially acceptable to be in the misery of the company of hood rats is better than being with, again, successful, healthy relationships with a healthy black man, they basically, again, show how sad they are, because they would rather be in them streets rather than be in a functional relationship. And sadly, when it comes down to women like this, maybe the only place they need to be is them streets they desperately want to be a part of. Now, if you want to learn what motivates women like Ayesha Curry to not appreciate the abundant life that God has given them, you can pick up my books, Why 70% of Black Women Are Single and The Woman Crisis, on Amazon.com in paperback and Kindle format. You can also find both of these books at other online booksellers like Google Play, Draft Digital, and Barnes & Noble, and other online booksellers like Walmart and Target. And if you'd like to see me take more celebrities to the barbecue, you can drop a donation to the Patreon, the PayPal, or the Cash App by clicking the links in the description box. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe.
Now available in paperback and e-readers from the author of Spinsterella, A Strange and Unusual Romance, and Spellbound, A Darker Shade of Black comes the legendary Magazine. And you get the conclusion of the Spinsterella trilogy in paperback and e-readers at online booksellers today. Now available in paperback. From the author of the critically acclaimed book The Man Crisis comes The Woman Crisis. Learn why so many women have become lost in their quest to have it all in The Woman Crisis. Get your copy of The Woman Crisis in paperback at Amazon.com and online booksellers today. Support Black-owned and Black-operated digital broadcast media. www.niceradionetwork.com. Nice Radio Network, broadcasting 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.